Hello everybody and welcome to Tarot by Izabela. I hope you're all doing great in these troubling times we live in, and I'm very happy to see you here. Today's video will be a little bit different from the other ones I have posted, since it's the first one in a little serie I'm gonna make. And it will not be readings with cards. It will be more like an experience video, a little bit of information video about paranormal phenomena, about ghosts and demons and witches and so on. And it will be a little bit in that area, a little bit of occult and mysticism and witchcraft and so on. And this video for today, I'm going to talk about ghost experience. Since working with, you can say, the other side through readings, house cleansing and so on, since working with the other dimensions, you can tell so, one get in touch with different kinds of strange happenings. And in this video I want to share with you a little experience I had with a ghost from Auschwitz, yes, and the history behind it. And in the coming videos, I'm gonna take a little bit this kind of stories, and it could be interesting to listen if you like ghost stories. Anyway, so I'm gonna start with this one. A couple of years ago, I had a phone call from a young girl, or you can say a girl in her early 20s. Who lived in a newly built apartment house. She called me, and during some time she had strange experiences. She felt like something was in her home, in her apartment, and like following her, like pressing her, like scaring her. She had never felt this before, and she didn't know what to do with it. She didn't want to seem crazy to other people either. Something is in my home, it's a new build, what can there be? Nobody really lived there before her. And when it got so bad that she felt like it was trying to suffocate her. It was, whatever it was like when she laid in bed, she was like something heavy on her chest, and she was trembling and really had strange symptoms. And well, so she contacted me, and I thought, well, I can make a visit and see if there is maybe a ghost present, or if it needs a house cleanse, or if it's just some negative energy, or maybe the girl is ill. They really have to go to a doctor and check her health. I went to her house, to her home, had my gears, like a Ghostbuster gears, with me. And when I went into the home, you could feel directly that there was something there. You know, it gets like shivers and it feels cold, and something is not right in this place. So I took out my gear, tried to come into a certain meditative state to see if there is something there, and if there was something, if there is any message, what is it all about. Since I work in a way that I try to contact whatever entity could be in that place, and ask them why they are there. Why is the reason you are in this place? Why is the reason that you maybe scare this person, or strange things happens there before one make a judgment. The first thing after I did this, I say, deep meditation to get in contact with whatever was there, I hear like a scream, like a high pitched scream, really ghost scream. I said, oh my God, really, there is something here. And then I saw a young woman dressed in a striped shirt and trousers with shaved head. And immediately I associated this with the concentration camp of Auschwitz. While doing communication with a ghost, you can ask, do you hear the ghosts? Sometimes, yes, I hear them. But for me, every psychic medium have a different way to communicate with the other side. For me, I can feel, I can hear, I can smell, and I can even see. And it's not like always like you see a real person. It's more like a 3D movie, some kind of, that is playing out in front of your eyes or inside your hair. It's like more like a telepathic signal of some kind. Anyway, this entity explained to me that she was a young girl when she was captured by the Germans, Nazis, during the war in Poland, and she was pregnant during the time of the capturing, and she was taken to the concentration camp of Auschwitz. While she was there, in those horrible conditions that was in Auschwitz in those times, she gave birth to a baby boy. And there is really not a good place to give birth or have children in. So due to those horrible conditions in that camp, her baby boy died shortly after birth. This young woman, while she was alive, the ghost told me anyway, she was very religious, a little bit like an Orthodox kind of Jew. And she thought this was so horrible, so horrible, so horrible. And all the things she witnessed in this camp was more that she could bear or that she could take mentally, physically, and so on. Through all the sufferings, she showed me all kinds of horrible things that were going on. She chose to take her life by touching the electric fence that was surrounding. And that was her, cause of death in that life. The thing is, in many Orthodox religions, it's one of the biggest sins you can commit is suicide. And even when you die, you are not completely free of your personality or thought beliefs you had while you lived. So this, idea of afterlife or sin and punishment and so on, she also took with her in spirit form on the other side. And then, like a soul that cannot pass further, she got stuck in between words, you can say. She was a soul without a body, but she was stuck. She could not continue her journey as a soul, sorry, to the light or to another dimension where there were peace. She had this strong belief that she was not welcome because she had committed suicide. Her sin was too big to be welcome into a dimension of light. So there she was stuck and scared, and this soul could not go anywhere. She was really, really wanting to be with her family, with her loved ones, with her son that had died. But she didn't know how. Automatically, after we die, it's not clear where we go. It's not always 100% certain. You go down, you go up, you go left, you go wherever you go. It's some kind of, you can call it even a limbo. You're not here and you're not really anywhere. And she was suffering as a soul, ghost. And she was really looking away how to escape this dimension. What happened? She told me there was a young girl visiting this Auschwitz camp, and since the other dimensions really are not bound to time as we are, everything is here and now, future, present, past, and so on. So around this girl, she saw that in the future it would be a possibility for her to escape this so-called spiritual prison she was in. And she explained she attached herself to this girl, knowingly that maybe in the future would be a possibility to get out of there. So that was the story of this ghost. And now, of course, what she was doing to that girl was like provoking her so much that she, at the end, had to seek help somewhere to get rid of whatever was happening in this apartment. The ghost in itself, this Jewish girl that took her life in Auschwitz, was not, you can call an evil ghost or an evil spirit in any way, just lost, just hurt, and the only thing this ghost needed was a help out of it. Someone that could show where the door was for her loved ones, and that she could go from this prison, you can say, to the light. Well, that was this ghost request. So I started up a special ritual for opening this door so she could not escape, but get out of there. And when helping opening this door, she could see her mother, her father, her little boy waiting for her with open arms, and so on. The door opened. She willingly entered the door, and the door was closed after her. And then peace came upon this apartment. Afterwards, I asked this young girl in her early 20s if she ever had visited Auschwitz as a young girl. First she said, no, I was never in Auschwitz. And I insisted, try to remember, are you really sure you have not been in Auschwitz? Not even once? Because this, how you can say, ghost was so clear, so certain where she attached herself to you. Then she admitted when she was a young girl, they had like a field trip in school and they visited Auschwitz for a couple of hours. And I said, oh, there you are. That it was exactly then you got this ghost attached to you. But stay assured, she's not there anymore, and you can sleep in peace now. Don't have to worry. Your home is ghost free. And then I left, and this girl contacted me a couple of months afterwards, and she said that those symptoms, those strange things that was occurring in her home never came back again. With other words, one can take a ghost home with one if you are in places that are lost souls. There is a risk, but there is also a way to, ask them to leave. And that is a part of life also. Just because someone is lost, it doesn't matter living or dead, one cannot judge them too quickly. Doesn't have to be something evil. It can also be just someone who is lost. If you show the way, they find their way, and then it's peace again. And in places, in historical happened horrible things, early deaths, a lot of pain and suffering. Those places can be haunted, can have, I don't say they always have, but there can be souls that are locked and lost and doesn't know where to go. And there is a possibility you can bring a, host with you home. Saying that, I don't want to scare you all either, not go to historical places and so on. But if you are in a place like that, if you feel very much unease and the heart tingles and it really feels strange, it could be that there are entities presence. It's a presence there, or energy is really, stuck in the walls of, if it's a building or if it's a ground of things that has happened there. One can always protect oneself, not to have a host with you home. There are many ways to protect oneself. One of the ways are to have a little bag of salt with a piece of charcoal or silver inside the bag, and have it with you in your pocket, especially when you're visiting places like graveyards for war crimes or criminals, or places like Auschwitz. Black rocks like obsidian, tourmaline is also good to have in a pocket if you don't have salt, piece of silver and carbon. And you can also have a couple of leaves from nettle, stinging nettle with you. It will also help to protect. And better to be a little bit prepared and to maybe have a strange surprise afterwards. So that was the story of the ghost from Auschwitz. There are many stories like that, And if you like what you have heard, please press like button, share button and subscription button. I will be posting in the near future a little bit more videos about the spiritual stuff, a little bit of occult stuff, information about vampires, cannibals, witches, warlocks, demons and so on. Things that could be interesting to hear and maybe good to know a little bit what it is, what it could be, and if there is some way to protect oneself and so on. Wish you all the best out there. Take care and hopefully we see each other soon. Bye bye.